So to start off, we're going to start with some pelvic roll-ups, making sure that you're imprinting the spine as you tilt the tailbone and curl the hips all the way up towards the ceiling, and then on your way down, making sure you're rolling from the ribcage all the way back down and uncurling the tailbone at the bottom. Making sure you pull up from the glutes and from the tummy, and ribs are engaged so that the tummy is nice and flat, so you're squeezing up from the tummy muscles and from the bum. You want to imagine that you've got a little bowl of water, almost tipping it over the face by squeezing the bum up towards the ceiling through the hips. Placing a ball between the knees, we're going to do those same roll-ups, engaging from the glutes, pulling in from the rib cage, tilting the pelvis over the face, and you're going to squeeze the ball nice and tight with control, squeezing and releasing. And then at the end of all 15 reps, you're going to squeeze and hold nice and tight. Feel free to take a break before you go into this next exercise, but when you're ready, keep those hips up nice and high, pressing the weight through the heel, alternate straightening of the legs, making sure that the knees stay nicely in line with one another and the hips are as level as you can keep them, nice and controlled, and don't drop that ball. To add an extra challenge to the pelvic lift, you can elevate the feet on a chair or on the bed, or even just on a little step. Find the foot position that suits you best, that allows you to feel the hamstrings and glutes working most effectively. So if it's on the backs of the heels or if it's on the soles of the feet, that's totally up to you. When you're doing your clamshells, make sure your pelvis is perfectly aligned. So you want to stack the hips, pushing the top hip away, making a little space underneath the waist. Tummy is pulled in so the lower back's not arching. And then as you squeeze the knee up to the sky, you want to make sure that the hip's not rolling back. For your side lying leg raises, again adjust the pelvis to make sure it's perfectly stacked, tummy is engaged, turning the toes towards the floor and then lifting the heel up to the sky, making sure your leg is not drifting forwards. You want to lift up from the bum, not from the waist. For your side lying inner thigh leg lifts, you can have the foot either behind or in front of that lifting leg, but make sure those toes of the lifting leg stay facing forward, nice and parallel to the ground and not drifting upwards or downwards. When you set up for your standing leg raises, tuck that tailbone in so your tummy is nice and tight, and as you lift the leg, make sure it's going straight out to the side. Turn those toes in of the lifting leg so you got a bit of a pigeon foot, and as you're lifting the leg, make sure your upper body is staying nice and upright. You're not leaning over to the side to hoist the leg up, and you're not squeezing up too much through the waist either.